If any of you mention that this GDIME is a day late, I'm quitting GDIME forever. Well, Elliot. Welcome to episode 17 of Graphic Design is My Elliot. GDIME, please forgive me for my tardiness. The happiest of Wednesdays to you all. Ugh. It is truly Elliot time. And we'll pause for the thumbnail. On the menu for today, Spotify Wrapped, new video Wrapped, and other things. And you thought I would say Wrapped to make the rule of threes complete, but I didn't. And I'm not going to. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry this is a day late. I chose to do a live stream last night instead and immediately regretted it. As soon as I got off the live stream, I was like, this is why I don't live stream anymore. To anyone who was there, thank you for being there. I just played Street Fighter for 2 hours and chatted. It was a perfectly normal, perfectly fine stream. Lovely people, lovely chat, really good interactions, good music, good gameplay, I hope. But I just don't like streaming anymore. But Design Chef is different to that. Design Chef is more like theater. Streaming is more like annoying, I guess. But it's good to see you. Welcome back to GDIME. Been a busy week. It's been a busy week. We've got lots to talk about in not much time. The reason I'm wearing these long Air Jordan socks is because I am, of course, going to the gym at 2 p.m. It is 1:07 right now. So we have until 1:45, probably. Then I have to go. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on the timer, guys. I'm going to be really keeping an eye on the timer today because I don't want to miss this gym. I don't want to miss gym. It's really important to me that I don't miss gym. All right? Jim's a friend of mine. Jim's a good friend of mine. Yeah? But I thought today could be fun. I didn't get to talk about my Spotify Wrapped last week because it came out in between episodes. So I think that could be a good thing to talk about. And then otherwise, we got a new video. New video went up. Let's start with that, eh? First, I want to do the featured item of the week, though, because how could we not? The featured item of the week, of course, this week is... That's not it. I'm still trying to figure out how I do my thing. It's this thing right here. Look to the right of me. You might have noticed we've moved things around. So Miranda's beautiful dog rug... The dog rug has returned because I think it actually really... It makes the framing of this shot a lot more complete. Looking at it now, I'm like, there was just a bunch of empty space there, and I think I should do it every single GDIME. It's a staple. Yeah. Doesn't take long to get the mat and put it on the fucking couch, not gonna lie. And that's actually moved to behind me. It's been promoted to the shelf. I didn't realize I'd be covering it, but it is behind me. And the reason is because I was looking at this white pot here and I was like, what a boring old pot. What a boring piece of furniture. Elliot can do better than that. And instead of painting it or buying a different colored pot and then being left still with this white pot, I found this guy I met in New York at the It's Nice That talk. I followed him on Instagram a while back, and he runs this little store called Almost Object. It's him and this other guy, I'm pretty sure. I think it's two people. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it too much, to be honest. And there was this clock called the Wrap Around Stretch Clock, I think. I should have looked. I've got the thing. I've got the box, and it's on the table. That's why I can't recall all the details right now. But basically, it's a piece of elastic, and you stretch it around anything, and it becomes a clock. And I was like, that is exactly what I need. That will complete the pot. So now the pot is a clock, and I think that's really cool. And you can kind of read the time based on the 3 and the 9. It also has a 12 and a 6 on the other side of the band if you want to do it vertically. So if you find like maybe a basketball, which is the demonstration, the item they demonstrated it on, which is what convinced me to get it. So I think it's really cool. Almost Object, they're called on Instagram. Check them out. Got some cool little knickknacks. Really came like in a week as well, I swear. It was from New York and everything. Very cool. That's the featured item of the week. There's also another clock behind the plant. For some reason, I now have the cat clock, the stretch clock, and this clock behind the plant, which was sent to me in my PO box actually, from I believe they're called. We've chatted briefly in the past. Ages ago, they sent me something. They're a New Zealand-based design foundry called the Designers Foundry, and they've sent me some stuff before. It was really nice. They sent me like a bunch of like, I think it was like a bunch of font posters, which was really cool. And now they started making these clocks, and they just sent me a clock. Can you believe that? They just sent me a clock for their anniversary, 10 years of TDF. And I was like, that's very nice of you to do that. So now the clock is there. So we put batteries in both of them this morning. So now all the times are synced up. And trust me, you can't hear it, but all I can hear right now is tick, 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 tick. And it's driving me wacko. It's driving me a bit cuckoo. I'm just kidding. I sleep in a room with no clocks. That's a lie. I have another clock in there. I really like the clocks. I think they're a great piece of furniture and a great piece of design. So that's fun. That's the feature of the week today. The run report, we didn't go for a run. Oh, I think I went for one run last week. I think I filmed GDIME last week, and then I can't remember if I did it before or after a run with a friend. I did go for a run with a friend last week, but I feel like I talked about it on the run report. We're going for another run this week at some point. We'll see. I wanted to go for a run on Saturday. It's going to be 40 degrees on Saturday, I'm pretty sure, which is, like I said, that's like 110 Fahrenheit. It's saying 43 degrees on Apple weather right now. 43 degrees. I have like 3 things on that day. I'm going to have to be moving around so much. That'll be tough. 43 is a bit much, eh? That's a bit much. Friday is 35. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hey, summer's here, everyone. And it's only getting hotter. Jeez Louise. Oh, well. I guess I'll just put on sunscreen. I went to the beach yesterday, and I was informed by the person I went to the beach with, that the UV was low. So I thought I wouldn't put on sunscreen. And then I was like, I feel like I'm getting burnt. And they were like, well, let me check the UV. And it was UV 11, which is a serious sunburn level of UV. And I'm pink. You can't really see it on from this distance, I don't think, of this lighting. But I am pink as a panther. I'm pink as a panther, everyone. And I'm in pain. But that's okay. That's okay. Lesson learned. The new video dropped. That's very exciting. Hope you all enjoyed the video. I thought it was very fun. It took 3 months to make for no reason. Well, couldn't tell you why. Couldn't tell you. Just a bit. Traveling was a part of it. I filmed most of it. I think I filmed all the designing between the 2 weeks I had between Japan and New York. And yeah, just a lot of faffing around, I think, in between, all over that. But it's done, and I'm very happy with it. I really like the little song at the end. We had a few comments of people believing that the song was genuine. It was just a joke. I don't have any existential feelings towards the channel at all. In fact, the channel is wildly successful right now, so I'm more than happy with the progress. It feels great. All the work has paid off, and the channel is doing numbers. I think we hit like 25k views in the first day, which is really sick. Very, very happy with that. I think it's a 4 of 10. But it'll soon be a 3 of 10 because it's about to overtake the Kittle video, which was flopped in the end. So I think it'll do well in the end. I'm not going to try and change. I'm not going to change the thumbnails or anything. I'm just going to kind of see how it goes. It's good. I'm happy with it. I'm just really happy. I just put it out. It was a fun video. Super easy, super chill. Nice little comedy bits. Feels very Elliot again, which is what I think is the most important. And I think I really focused on the comedy of this one. I didn't want it to just be because there's no challenge really. I guess the challenge is designing from TikToks, but that isn't as much of a challenge as that challenge itself. I don't think is interesting enough on its own. The comedy, I think, is what ties it all together, right? So I think the pacing's really good. It's kind of like 5 short videos in one, which is a little bit different. Ro's music, the one and only Ro Ramden, who we had on GDIME 2 weeks ago, of course, orchestrated the entire thing. If you haven't checked out Ro's channel, of course, please do. You might recognize some of the music. I ended up using basically all of her tracks that she offers on her Patreon, as well as the 2 custom ones that I've played before. And I think it just works so well. It's just so it really pushes the video along. I also love because usually when I do music, I get it from Epidemic Sound. And it kind of it's a bunch of different art. It'll end up being 40 different artists just all on the same platform, like in the video, right? So it's a bit all over the place. I try and tie in themes of like, you know, jazz in one part, maybe a bit of bossa nova in another part, a bit of house music in this, but it still kind of feels a bit disconnected. But when it's all Rose music, it's still, there's like elements that carry across each song. So I think it really feels like it's the one thing, which I really liked. And I think that really helped me tie in, like each of the different TikToks has a different vibe to it. Each section has a different color palette. It has a different, you know, sound, but it's still all kind of tied together, whether that be by the same composer, Ro, or the same font, which is Ozic Soft. I used that font, Ozic Soft, in the entire branding of the video, which I think was a lot of fun as well. Really happy with it. Really happy with it. Yeah, it was good. Good video. Good video. I have to make another video by, I think, what, Thursday next week? Jeez. I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry. Wednesday next week is the official due date. The 13th of December. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You guys think I can make a video in 1 week? I'm certain that I can't. I'm certain that's not possible. I can guarantee it. Oh boy, even if I push it back by another week, I don't even know if 2 weeks is enough. And then the next video is due January 8th or something. Fucking hell. Thankfully, stills. It's all with stills. Look at that, a feather just came out of the pillow. Thankfully, it's stills, and they're very chill. They seem to just like what I do, so I can kind of just do my thing, and I think they're okay with it. So. I just want them to be good. I don't know what the next one is. I kind of want to do like a parody of like I mean, make the title like making the logo Comic Sans bigger, something like a really long design joke thing, and do like, oh, what's going on, guys, and like do a proper cringe tutorial kind of thing, and then be like shocked at the idea of like designing for fun or something like that. But I think I don't know how you incorporate a sponsored part. That's the tricky thing. It's kind of like we go from joking around to like, let me quickly tell you about stills. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. It feels like there shouldn't be a sponsor in a video like that. So I don't know. But I did enjoy this one of just making designs for TikToks. I think that was fun. And people really liked the Animal Crossing one. People liked the Pokemon one. I don't know what's next though. I think I can find, maybe there's another trending thing that I can make designs for. I could do like redesigning movie posters if they were this blah 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 kind of thing, which I might end up doing, because I think the style of the editing is what carries the videos now. I think that's what people seem to comment on the most, rather than the designs themselves. No one gives a shit about the designs at the end of the day, it seems. There was one person who was like, nice Dizzy Dragons design, and I was like, thank you very much. But otherwise it's just like funny, and I think that's good. I don't want the designs to be amazing. It's too much pressure. Too much pressure, right? I just want them to be fun, and I think that's the best part of it. So overall happy. I just need to get back on the horse. Maybe I could do something about the apartment and the furniture and making designs for like my favorite pieces of furniture. Maybe that's it. What do you think of that? Is that a good idea? I don't know. I don't have many ideas at all left for the channel, really, except for, and this is the worst thing. I genuinely was going to do this for the next video, 1,000 posters in 1,000 minutes. I think that video will be my magnum opus, truly. And I've thought about it. I've thought about doing it. And I think the scariest thing about 1,000 posters in 1,000 minutes is I'm pretty sure that's, how long is that? That's like 10 hours, I think. I'm pretty sure I think that's 10 hours. That's 10 hours of footage, which I guess is about how much I had for the Blender video. There was probably like 30 hours of footage for that. I think it took to make the clone. But the good thing about that was it was all separate. All the clips were separate, and I knew what I wanted to take from each one, because a lot of it was just me procrastinating ridiculously. So 1,000 posters in 1,000 minutes could definitely work, but that's 1,000 minutes. Like it's like every minute is a poster. Like every minute is there's something in every minute, and then I should take breaks so I can like chat about it a little bit and stuff. So then it gets tricky. Yeah, look, one day maybe I should pay like 3 different editors to like find the best parts or something like that and then do that. That could be, that might have to be the option. But yeah, that'll be a disaster. Somebody stop me. Somebody please stop me from doing that. No, 1 week is not enough for that kind of video. I want it to be like, I want to spend like 3 months on that kind of video, you know? I want to make it really good. Make it like 30 minutes, a documentary style. You know, include why. Make a little video about why I want to do it. Make a trailer. Oh, exciting. So good. Yeah, anyway. I think the channel's doing well. Thanks for supporting the channel, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting GDIME as well. GDIME keeps kicking on. Not enough people know about it. I'm realizing I should probably start plugging it more. And I think I'm going to do that in the new year. I think I'm getting to that point. I don't know if anyone else feels the same. I am 100% at the point where I'm like, I'll just do that in January. I'll start that routine that I want to do in January. We'll call it a resolution. And that's Design Chef. Design Chef will be starting in January. Ideally. I mean, honestly, who knows at this rate? No, it should start. I need to manifest that it will work out, manifest that it will happen. I can do it if I put my mind to it. I just got to do it. I want to also spend an hour of every day working on Design Chef in some capacity, whether that be the intro, the music, the song, just the cutscenes, just the parts that I get the most satisfaction out of playing for you all. The challenge itself I'll probably come up with on the day, because I think that's when it's at its best. Just me going, all right. Well, the challenge is design a movie poster if it was a TV show, and then everyone goes, oh, great challenge. And I'm like, you know that's not true. Let's have a look at my Spotify Wrapped. I'm seeing a concert tonight. I'm seeing Caroline Polachek tonight at the Enmore Theatre, which I'm very excited about. I think that'll be really good. I'm very keen. Very, very keen for that. Can I show you I won't pull it up or anything. I'll just talk you through it. Makes it easier for editor Elliot later, who doesn't have to touch anything. Let's have a look here. I do like... Okay, first of all, my first thoughts. I don't know how I feel about the design of the 2023 Wraps. Okay? Play that boom sound effect. Imagine that. Duh. I don't know how I feel about it. And I think that's because I really liked what they did last year, and I really liked the conversations that came up from last year with the stretch type stuff, right? Remember that? And I think they didn't push the envelope far enough. I get it. It's cool, and I think the pixelated stuff versus these kind of like abstract gradients are fun. But I think they could have done a bit more. Is that crazy to think? Maybe it's because I didn't expect, I don't know. It feels like a step backwards. Maybe. It feels like a blog's perspective of what anti-design is, you know, like a trend report thing. Like that'll be featured in all of the 2024 design trend videos. It'll be like anti-design. Look at what Spotify did this year with no real sense of cohesion and stuff. It's like there is. It's very clear what they're trying to do. Like the color palettes all match up. It's very intentional. They're fitting Spotify's branding guidelines at the same time, right? Like it's not completely different. They're using the same font, using the same colors that of course they will, and they've just kind of fucked with a few gradients and shapes and symbols and stuff. But I don't not like it. I really like the studio who made it, and I think it's cool. I just kind of I don't know. Interesting. Yeah. I really like the video messages from the artist. That was my favorite thing. All right. 2023 was a feast for your ears. There we go. I listened to 129 genres, everyone. That's a lot. God, it takes its time as well, the story thing. I wish you could just see like a breakdown. My place was Berkeley, USA. Berkeley was my my thing, my city that I'm based in. So we're not moving to New York anymore. I played 6,794 songs. There was one that really connected, and of course that was Shut Your Bitch Ass Up / Muddy Waters by JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown, which I played 58 times, which I cannot believe because I'm pretty sure if there was one song, I was really into that album, and when it came out, had it on repeat for the entire month. A lot, I think. Like, wow. I think I was running to it as well. That's probably why. But I was certain Perfect would have been the top one. So I was very surprised by that. I don't think that's my favorite song from the album. I think Perfect is. So anyway. You had room in your heart for more than one favorite. You romantic. You okay? I think everyone hears this message. Here we go. The top songs. The top songs. So that was number 1. Number 2 was Self Love from the Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack because I was very into that movie. The GDIME started after I saw that movie, funnily enough, 16, 18, 20 weeks ago. I watched it and I remember the first on the menu was talking about the Across the Spider-Verse graphic design joke, funnily enough. And I couldn't get enough of that song. Beautiful song. Really just great song. Really nice, enjoyable vibes. The next song was Maximum Style, Lover to Lover by Tom and Jerry, which is from the Jungle Hits Volume 1, 2, and 3 playlist that I found this year. That was my introduction to that playlist, so it makes sense that I would listen to that song as much as I did. Really great track. Really cool jungle tune. Very just like dun 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 dun, you know, kind of music. Really enjoyed it. Number 4 was Perfect, of course. JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown from that album. And that was no surprise. And then number 5 was Spirit 2.0 by Sampha, which I realized I hadn't even liked on Spotify. It's not even one of my liked songs. But Sampha is, of course, an incredible artist who I'm seeing in February when he comes to the Horden Pavilion in Moore Park, which I am very, very keen to see. Fantastic album, Lahai. Absolutely unreal album. Really, really just, if you haven't listened to it yet, give it a listen. So yeah, interesting mix. I'm so surprising mix. I haven't listened to most of these songs in a long time. Like I was really into most of these songs in like the middle of the year, earlier in the year, except Spirit 2.0. That was kind of recent, but interesting. I think the artists was, geez, I listened to 3,594 artists this year. That's wild. Time is a construct, but we keep track anyway. What's this? 72,540 minutes. Yeah, baby. 50 days nonstop of music. Top 2% of listeners worldwide. I didn't know that. That's the first time I'm reading that. Fuck yeah. Top 2%. Nice. We'll take that to the grave. My listening peaked on April 11th at 649 minutes. 649 minutes in one day. That's nearly 11 hours of music in one day. What was I doing on April 11th? What even happened in it? Wow. That would have just been music on from the beginning of the day and I never turned it off. Huh. I must have been working on a video, a script or something. I reckon that's the same time the Every Program video came out. I was probably writing the script for that video. That's wild. Good for me. Yeah. My top artist was De La Soul, which was no surprise there because I love De La Soul, and De La Soul's entire discography came out on Spotify this year. So how was I not meant to listen to the entire discography over and over again? I think that's the thing when you haven't heard a single song from an artist, and then you're like, whoa. I'm a top 0.01% fan of De La Soul this year. That's wild. 0.01%. But yeah, De La Soul's great. Where are my top artists list? Here we go. Yeah, so their entire discography comes out this year on Spotify, right? And I'd only ever listened to one of their more recent albums, and I liked it, but I was like, who is De La? I was like, there must be more De La Soul. And what do you know? There was a whole bloody catalog that just hadn't been released on Spotify yet. And fantastic. It was unreal. It was an unreal year of listening to all of the music. I still go back to them. I've really gotten into Stakes is High. The song, not the album. I always love the album, but the song specifically. There's a performance on the Jimmy Fallon show, a live performance of Stakes is High, which is with the Roots, which is fantastic, and I highly recommend checking that out. And Ego Trippin' was part 2, is my number 1 song from them, which is just an incredible song. Really good. Just De La Soul's incredible. One of my favorite artists of all time. Number 2 was JPEG Mafia. That makes sense with the Danny Brown album. I'm surprised it doesn't say JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown. I feel like they would have been. I feel like I only listened to that album mainly. I think I did listen to a bit of JPEG outside of that. So anyway, I thought that was cool. Navy Blue is number 3. Navy Blue had a really good album come out this year that I couldn't stop listening to for all of April, I think. All of April, I just had that album on repeat. I couldn't get enough of it. I've probably listened to it too much now that I can't really get back into it, which is a bit of a shame. But fantastic album. Check it out. I think it's called, I don't know the name of the album. I think it's called what, Ways of Knowing? Is that it? I want to say yes. Let me find it. It must be. Ways of Knowing. There you go. Thank God. Great album. Fantastic album. And then number 4 was the Persona 4. Sorry, the Atlas. It was Atlas, which is the game company who makes the Persona games. Because the Atlas will always make my top list because there's not many things easier to do in this world than like designing and working to the Persona soundtrack. So I just had that on. What can I say? It was on. Sue me. Great music. I also think Persona 4 came out this year, so I would have played all of Persona 4 this year and thus listened to the entirety of the soundtrack over and over and over again. But that was great. And then Anderson .Paak was number 5, who his album Ventura I didn't listen to until this year. And it was another artist of mine who Lewis listened to a lot when we used to live at home together. And it was the same. He did the same thing to me with Brockhampton. He would play them so much. And just because this is such a twin thing, maybe it's just us, just because he played it so much, and he'd be like, what do you think of this? And I would like actively try and be against the music because there was just a thing. You have competing music tastes for some reason. So weird, yeah. Just me, just on my end though. Just a weird competitive drive for me to gatekeep my music taste and not enjoy his. Awesome relationship, right? We're better now. But yeah, like I'd be like, I'd hear Anderson .Paak and I'd be like, oh, another bloody song from this guy. And now I'm like, oh, he's amazing. Why did I ever not give him a chance? It was the same with like Brockhampton. I remember he would play me the Saturation trilogy the first year it came out. And I was like, yeah, who are these guys? And then the year after I genuinely started listening to them and I was like, I see, I get it, I understand. So we've done a bit of that back and forth, and Anderson .Paak was a good example of that. Really into Anderson .Paak. I was into No Worries as well this year. That was a great little, the Knowledge times Anderson .Paak album from ages ago. Hopefully new music is coming out soon. Fantastic little album. Yeah, and that was it for my year of music. I think it was a really well-rounded year. Good stuff. The top 100 songs is quite interesting as well. There's all my different eras. I think I went through so many different eras of listening. There's a little bit of a yacht rock era. I was listening to like a lot of Michael McDonald, a lot of other artists, the Doobie Brothers, that kind of stuff. Dad rock style, yacht rock. Just getting back into that now. A friend of mine just made a playlist on Spotify called Absolute Bangers, I'm pretty sure. And it's just, I think like 200 songs of just like the classics. Like the classics. Like I'm talking, we're riding on the horses, that kind of song. Like that kind of song. Every band's like number 1, number 2, number 3 song that sound like that. Fantastic. Really, I've been playing that all day and all yesterday. And that's been really good. So I'm into that era now. And then and my little drum and bass era there for a bit. I couldn't stop listening to those jungle hits. That was a great little time. Persona era. Seeing the Foo Fighters on Saturday. Caroline Polachek tonight. Foo Fighters on Saturday. 42 degrees Saturday. Open air bloody arena. Let's see how we go. I think it's going to cool down in the evening, but I'm still going to be sweating my ass off, I imagine. Yikes. But that'll be fun. I really do love music. I think it is one of the best things in the world. I think my love for music helps me with video editing. I honestly think learning, being in a jazz band in my primary school and high school days, I was in all the jazz bands at school, has helped my video editing so much. Learning and playing bass guitar in general, right? A rhythm section instrument, something with the rhythm, your piano, your bass guitar, your drums. The rhythm section is what keeps together the jazz combo, right? And I think I really love playing with the rhythm in my videos and like cutting it at the exact time and like picking it up like exactly 4 beats later. There's one point where I play the intro to one of Rose's songs, cut it off, and then I just go click, 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 and then back into like the next part of the song. And I'm like, that was really fun. Yeah, I really like I love playing with the music, and I can't wait to do more of that in the future. Huh. Is there anything else I wanted to talk to you about today? We've got a pretty chill one today. I'm feeling pretty relaxed. I'm feeling pretty calm. I'm stressed because I got to go to the gym. But otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I might do it. Today. A bit of a shorter one. But that's what this is all for. Ro and I are still talking about doing a podcast together. That should be happening. We're gonna once we get onto it, okay. Once we bloody sort our shit out and we do it, but that'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. And I want to get into promoting GDIME more. I think definitely next year, the editor, I'll pay someone to make shorts of all this. I think there are some things that I say that could be quite funny. Imagine me talking like this, and then in the background you're hearing a bit of Animal Crossing music. Wouldn't that be so funny? God, wouldn't get that audience involved? The I don't know, the YouTuber, the big dog YouTubers who do that. That's a classic I see on the shorts. I'll never post any more shorts on the main channel. I'm kind of done with shorts on the main channel, but shorts on GDIME, yeah, I can do that. Let's finish with the question of the day. We haven't done a little question in a while, and I think that would be lovely. Don't you think? I think that would be really nice to finish on. Here we go. Let's take the latest question. You, of course, can submit your questions to the question of the day form. This is a big one. Jesus, let's do it. This is from Corkscrew. Happy GDIME to you, Corkscrew. And their question is, how do I get over the fear and general feeling of ick when it comes to uploading my creative work onto social media? I'd like to be more delusional. Next question. Just kidding. I'd like to be more delusional about my art and just post it with an unnecessary amount of confidence, but unfortunately I'm #scared all the time and can never muster up the courage to upload something no matter how good or shit it is. This is especially difficult for me to navigate as I really want to build up a following and community online, but my ridiculous amount of shyness just won't let me. Do I just have to bite the bullet and give no fucks? What do I do? Smiley face. Thank you, Elliot. And they've also said, GDIME #1 show on planet Earth. Thank you very much, Corkscrew. That's a A-tier question. I think that's a great question. We're going to put that in A-tier. And thank you for saying that GDIME is the #1 show on planet Earth. And thank you, quickly, to everyone who posted on their story or shouted out GDIME as their #1 podcast or in their top 5. That was awesome. I did check my stats. We had some really cool stats. There's some true fans out there. There are some people who only listen to GDIME and no other podcasts, and I thought that was hilarious. It's like 100 of you. So funny. But yeah. Hey, also, feel free to rate this 5 stars on Spotify if you want. We just hit 250 ratings. Thank you so much. 5-star clean record. But great question, Corkscrew. Really great question. And I'll try and answer this as efficiently as possible before I have to duck off and go to the gym in a few minutes. Hey, this is a tricky one. This is a very tricky one. The confidence is definitely a thing to develop. My biggest thing that I like to say, I mean, it depends on where you post, right? If you're posting on Instagram, especially design work or art, I don't think anyone's ever... 99.9% of people are going to be really nice about it, unless you post a reel. Reels, some people get weird in the comments, but static posts, you're pretty much only going to get adoration or nothing at all. Yeah? People are generally really nice and supportive on that, so that's great. And it's really important as well that if someone goes out of their way to comment on your post saying that it's good, you really need to assume that they mean it and that it's true. Yeah. Don't try and start thinking about like, oh, they're probably just doing that so I check out their page and, because they're an artist as well, so we just connect and they're probably just trying to grow their account. No, just fool yourself into thinking that they mean it because they probably do. I reckon you've got a pretty good chance of them actually meaning it. But it's really hard. It took me a while to kind of get into it. I find that like if you do like a 30-day post challenge and you just post every day for 30 days, you'll get over it. But once you take a kind of a break, it might be hard to get back into it. Like I haven't posted on Instagram in ages because I kind of don't really have any ideas, and I used to just post for the sake of posting even if I didn't have any ideas. And now I'm kind of like, oh, but what if it's not good enough and all that? But like it is. You just need to get it out there. If no one sees it, no one sees it, right? There's no... Like that's the thing. The worst thing a post can do is that no one sees it. It'll honestly feel more scary when a post blows up and goes viral and you're getting all that extra attention, because that's when things kind of get a bit overwhelming. But like for now, especially if you're just starting out, just growing, no one's really going to see your stuff anyway. So it's kind of chill to just like try and post as much as possible, get your work out there and learn what you can about what people like. And I think I always say this to anyone looking to grow their channels: really try and find what your voice is. What your voice is, that's the most important thing. Even down to the way you write your captions. If it doesn't feel right, if you feel like you're writing like a little, like, I don't know if anyone's ever had to write like an artist bio before, or a little bio, maybe even like on LinkedIn, something like that. You put on a fake voice, you put on like a professional voice to try and make yourself sound a bit more like proper and a bit more like you know what you're doing. Fuck that. Don't do that for captions on Instagram. Don't do that for messaging. Don't do that for posting. Like, try and be as much as yourself as possible. When I went to New York, so many people just said the same shit every single time, which was, wow, you're just like you are online. I didn't think you would be. And I'm like, that's just because I am. That's me. This is me. I'm no different, right? It's just, I try and be myself so much to the point that it's the same person. So yeah, that'll also help, because you go like, this is all me now. I'm giving this to you. And if they like it, then they like you. And that's a really nice feeling to have. So best of luck to you, Corkscrew. Best of luck to you. I definitely think try and get it out there, and see how you go. Also, if you don't like it, and think as well, because you've said that you want to, you really want to build up a following and community online. Like, that's a really tough thing to do. Yeah. And if you're not enjoying the process, that's okay. That's okay as well. It can really suck. It can really suck, especially when you're just starting out. When you get a bit of momentum, it's really fun and nice, but that eventually goes away as well. Then it will suck again. So it feels like it's too much. This is a general note to anyone who's trying to do all this stuff. It is really difficult. And it takes a lot of work. I'm getting a phone call from a spam number, guaranteed. But if you're not enjoying the process, then feel free to don't force yourself into it. That's what I'm trying to say. Your art is valid. Your art is good. Your design work is valid. Your design work is good, even if no one sees it, right? Just the fact that you're making it is such a good thing in general, and posting it online is just giving it the opportunity for other people to see it, and I think that's the best thing about it, right? How's that sound? That was good? Was that good? Feeling wise today. All right, I should probably head off to do a CrossFit class, because that's what I do now. I take my creatine, I have my greens powder, I have my protein shake, and I go to my CrossFit class. Because that makes me feel good about myself. Okay? Okay? And I'm going to do that now. All right? So, hey, thanks so much for checking out the new video. Thanks so much for being a GDIMer. I'll see you next week for more of this good stuff. All right? Love you. See you later, GDIME. See you later, GDIME. All right. Have a good one. See ya.